Hey everyone, this is Today in Politics with no Engel. That's right, no Jumbo Engel, the one and only, no Jumbo Engel. That's me. Nobody else. I don't know, maybe there's another one like me somewhere. Well, hope not, but maybe. Anyways, just water. I'm going to talk about my lawsuits, and I'm going to bring that up from time to time, and talking about what my lawsuits are, and what they're all about to me, the exact nature of these lawsuits. So, bear with me. It's a little complicated, but not really. You know, if you think you might have a case, I don't know, maybe you might want to listen to me. Because I've been representing myself. And, I might know what I'm doing, but I might not. You know, who knows? It's a crapshoot. Really. So it's on KY3 News in Springfield, Missouri, and College of the Ozarks. Point Lookout, Missouri lawsuit. Those are two separate ones. But, I don't really know anyone at KY3 News, Springfield, Missouri, personally. Not really, not anymore anyway. Not to my knowledge. You know, as far as I know, I don't know anyone. I can say that I've never been there. Because I haven't. I'm not even really sure where it is, if it's still, I think it was on Sunshine Street, somewhere. You know, I don't really know anyone past or presently employed by them. And they seem to have this vendetta against me, and I don't know why. They keep saying all kinds of crap, and none of what they say is true. They just lie constantly when it comes to me, all because of former news anchors that used to work there, and one who blames me for his poor performance when the Emmy judges were watching him that night, and he didn't get an Emmy. And you know, really, he shouldn't have been playing around with Facebook and trying to broadcast the news at the same time, and talking to people on Facebook and broadcasting the news, knowing that the Emmy judges are watching him and screwing around with Facebook. I mean, really? You screwed yourself. You know who you are at KY3. And then blame it on me or some other poor sap because you didn't get your Emmy. They just keep lying and lying, like the hits just keep rolling in and they don't know how to stop. I've tried to go to court to make them stop with injunctions, to no avail. That didn't work, because they contact the judge on my cases and tell the judge and get the judge to dismiss my cases as frivolous, or if that don't work, they get the clerk to do it. And first, because of their phone calls harassing the court, and as an adverse party, they're not supposed to do that without my knowledge or consent, and they do not have either. You know, I need to know these things as a pro se in my cases. They claim that Miss Jasper is my lawyer. Well, where the hell is her law license? Where's it from? What law school did she go to? Huey, Louie, and Dewey? A, B, C, D, E, F, G? I don't know. I tried to contact the Missouri bar about her, and they said nothing about her. Neither has the Missouri Supreme Court. As far as I'm concerned, I never agreed to Jasper, or anyone else for that matter, represent me on legal matters. On legal matters. Miss Jasper continues, and as we're talking about representation, there's a little known law about 5 years on verbal contracts. Note that. I'll get into that later. Miss Jasper continues to harass me by trying to be some kind of spokesperson, costing me lots of opportunities, like real election results, and blocking me, my media, as well. I've tried to file lawsuits regarding KY3 and Miss Jasper, and then Judge Bo, he's been my judge on those lawsuits. Pardon me. Water went up my nose. Probably gonna come out my nose too. Anyways, Judge Bo had dismissed them as frivolous and saying that they had been unintelligible, irrational, and wholly incredible. I call that bullcrap. I don't know what she did to get him to do that, other than, see, Obama made Judge Bo a federal judge. You get the picture? That big picture? I had all these lawyers telling me I didn't have a case against College of the Ozarks, Point Lookout, Missouri, because they weren't even employment lawyers to begin with, and didn't know employment law. My lawsuit against College of the Ozarks, Point Lookout, Missouri, near Branson, Missouri, had actually been a workplace harassment lawsuit because I was harassed in the workplace, and I left the employment of Selexo at Point Lookout, Missouri. That's why. And that is exactly why. Because I tried talking to my boss 2 times on 2 separate occasions, and I filed complaints. I'll get into that. During my employment, that harassment had been really bad at College of the Ozarks. I might spare you some of the details due to community standards on here. However, they invaded my personal space while in the restroom, taking photos I had used the restroom to share with everyone what kind of underwear I had on that day. They call that underwear day that day. The other incidents included being openly gossiped about by students, faculty, and staff about my love life, and I could hear it all, real loud. I don't particularly like that, and I didn't care for that. I found it to be rude. I didn't know the women they were talking about. I think one of them was Miss Jasper, and another one, Miss Gaithright. I don't know. I suspect. I didn't know if either of them two had been students at the school. If I had known, I probably wouldn't have taken a job because of previous problems with him. I had contacted the Missouri Governor's Office about the harassment, and they referred me to the appropriate state agencies for an investigation. There was a short investigation, and then they stopped for about 2 weeks or so, and then I picked up after the investigation closed, after I got threatened because of it. So I barely made my first 30 days at Point Lookout, at College of the Ozarks, Point Lookout. Then I quit because I couldn't take it anymore. The harassment that day in, day out, being yelled at by students and staff, not backing me up, not doing anything to discipline them either. I got my last check and eventually moved back to my mother's to avoid harassment I was getting in Branson, Missouri. I was never a student at College of the Ozarks, Point Lookout, Missouri. No, I wasn't. I was the staff. an employee for a company called Sodexo that had a contract with the school to manage their cafeteria and some events. See, they're trying to hide what kind of treatment I received at College of the Ozarks. That's what they're embarrassed about. That is what they're embarrassed about. What kind of treatment I received. I would ask CFO to produce any documents to prove that I am or was, as they claim, because I will ask a student if I will ask that if it ever go to court if I've been a student. This has been Today in Politics with old John Ball Eagle. Thanks for watching and listening to me rant away, and have a good night. Thanks again.